Today we'll be going over The Secret Garden, Vocabulary and Story Elements, Chapters 15 and 16. During a rainy week, Mary played games and read stories to Colin. He looked healthier, and everyone noticed a change in the boy. One day, Mary asked if she could bring Dickon to meet him. The next day, Mary ran to the garden and found Dickon with a fox and a crow. Dickon believed Colin would get well if he spent time in the garden, so they came up with a plan to get him into the secret garden. Did Dickon believe Colin would get well if he spent time in the garden? Yes or no? Yes. Dickon believed Colin would get well if he spent time in the garden. After lunch, Mary ran back to the garden instead of seeing Colin, and she and Dickon worked there all afternoon. When she saw Colin later in the afternoon, he screamed and pounded the bed covers because Mary had not visited him. He was very angry. If Dickon was going to keep Mary away from him, Colin never wanted to meet him. Colin was mad at Mary. Was Mary working in the garden with Dickon? Yes or no? Yes. Mary ran back to the garden instead of seeing Colin, and she and Dickon worked there all afternoon. Mary said if he sent Dickon away, she would never visit Colin again. Colin yelled that he was going to die. Mary yelled back, "You are not going to die." No one had ever said that to him before. Colin was mad at Mary. Was Colin mad at Mary? Yes or no? Yes, Colin was mad at Mary. Let's begin with our story elements. Can you name one of the three characters in this chapter? Yes, Mary was one of our characters in this chapter. Can you name another character? Yes, Dickon was another character. Can you name our last character? Yes, Colin was our last character in this chapter. The setting is where the story is taking place. Do you remember the setting of the story? Yes, the manor in England. The story is taking place at the manor in England. Do you know the problem of this chapter? Yes, Mary was working in the garden with Dickon when Colin called her. Do you know the solution to that problem? Yes, Colin was mad at Mary. Don't forget to do your exit ticket at the end. Until next time.